Hi everyone and welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. This is my player ratings for our defeat to Portugal, the 2-1 defeat last night. So Ireland's up with 3 at the back, Ireland with wing backs, and we went 2 forwards, which was very interesting to see. And he played a few players that I didn't actually have in my team, which I was very happy with how we did overall, and how they all performed really. Starting off in goals with Bazunu, I've given him a 9. I think to me, he was more man of the match, I thought. A lot of the saves he has made actually in that game went unnoticed and untalked about. Even towards the end, there was a shot, it was way out, and it passed through an awful lot of bodies to reach him. Not only did he get behind it, he cleanly caught it and got down on it, and he was solid right up to the 89th minute. Well, he was solid throughout the game, them goals he conceded, they're Ronaldo trademark headers. Any keeper would find them difficult to save, but obviously, at the start, as a talk point, but penalty he gave away, he didn't give it away. He kind of played a pass, but I think it was Hendrick under pressure, who looked like he fouled, or, 50-50, whatever, referee points at his spot, but by golly, did he make amends for that with an unbelievable penalty save against the world's best player, Ronaldo. It's something that he's always going to remember, and I thought his communication to the back was very good, his distribution was good. Once he got comfortable in the game, he was very, very solid. Thoroughly deserved to start in goals, especially DARA Ronaldo of number 3 at West Ham, and it's not getting into the team. Bazunu deserves to be starting even over Kelleher. Kelleher is number 2 Liverpool, but he's not playing. Bazunu dropped down to play, and he's showing his match sharpness already. That he's playing every week and just match sharp, and he thoroughly deserved that number 1 shirt, and I hope he gets it for the next 2 games. For me, he's my man of the match, and I've given him a number 9, rating 9. I mean, look, going to left back then, an exposed man, I'll have to give him a 10 out of 10. I know, DOHERTY, look, brilliant player, played left wing back. A lot of people saying, that's not really his position, but I don't know, I dispute that. DOHERTY's played left back a lot of time for Wolves, and for 1 or 2 seasons for Wolves, he played a full 2 seasons, I think, at left back, left wing back. So his position he's very comfortable in and should always be capable of playing. And even if he hasn't played there in quite a while, he should be capable of playing there, which he really is. And I thought that was his best performance in the green shirts last night. I thought he just fitted in. He did very well. He did lots of tracking back. He tried to play the ball when it was on. He marked a winger out of the game for Portugal, and when he was out, I just thought he was set up really, really well, and he made a very good account for himself, and I hope he plays left back again. And Manning, he can feel hard done by missing out because he's in great form with Swansea at the minute. But I've given DOHERTY an 8. I thought he was superb. To me, he didn't really put a foot wrong, and he showed what he can do and what he's very capable of doing, and something that we've been missing. We've been missing someone like him to step up and step into that position and make it his own, and he certainly has it. If he can replicate this form going forward, we've got a very good player on our hands, which we all know is there. We've all seen with Wolves, but it'll be great if you can keep that up. And going up against Portugal, no matter who you are, what player you are, it's always going to be hard. And DOHERTY, for someone who's not playing, getting in a club level as much as we'd like him to, I thought he did very, very well, and he got an 8 for me. Left centre back then, look, O'Shea came off injured. I hope he's okay. He was having a great season with West Ham. With West Brom, and he played a lot of games from last season in the Premier League, and he's been playing very well in Championship this season with them, and he was doing quite well up to the injury, and he came off relatively early. It'd be hard to judge him on the few minutes he did play, but what he did play, I thought he did very good. I thought he made a lot of clean headers, clean passes. I thought he looked comfortable, and it was unfortunate he came off, but up in steps OMOBAMIDELE from Norwich, who I think he only played 9 or 10 times for Norwich last season. He played pre-season, this season for Norwich. I don't think he's had any Premier League minutes, but he certainly didn't look out of place in that Ireland team. I thought he was a rocket back. He made so many headers. He was confident, powerful headers. He was getting the team up when it should be up. He was strong, he was fast. He put an awful lot of blocks in. He put his body on the line, and I think he's going to be a smashing player going forward. And if he can stay injury free, maybe he can sort himself up with a loan, get back playing at Championship level, League One level, build himself up. I think 2 or 3 years time we're going to have a smashing centre back, and I think this was his debut, and what a debut to make against Portugal, stepping in a World Cup qualifier. Like some Ronaldo coming up against you, Bruno Fernandes, all these lads coming up against you, and he didn't look out of place. He looked like a seasoned pro, and For me, I've given him an 8. I was very impressed with him. I thought he did very, very well. Duffy, I'd given him an 8 as well. He's back to his old self. He was stuck in. He was strong leadership, strong headers, strong tackles, blocks, brave. Everything we know Shane Duffy's capable of doing that he hasn't been doing, you know, the last season-ish or two. He's done. He's back to his best, I think, and there's better to come, I think, with Duffy. I think he was superb last night. I thought he was really, really good. I gave him an 8. I gave Egan a 9. I thought Egan had probably his best game in a green shirt for me too. He was really up for the cause. He was extremely brave. He got his body behind so many shots. He got so many clean tackles. Obviously, he got that goal, which is really, really good. He jumped up and he got right across the Portuguese players and right into the back of the net. Exactly where he wanted to be, where it's going to be hard for any goalkeeper to pick out. I thought he was flawless. I left him out of my team, actually, at the start. To me, he wasn't having the best of the season, but Sheffield seen him once or twice. Portugal was flawless. I thought he was really, really good. Very, very, very good. I gave him a 9. I thought he was spectacular and really, really good. Probably his best performance in the green shirt for me as well. I know I'm saying that about a few players now, but it was. They all played very, very well. People might be surprised with this then moving into right back or Captain Seamus Coleman, and I gave him a 7. Look, I'm being very harsh now saying this. He was better, obviously, at Ronaldo for the header. Maybe he could have done better. Maybe his body shape could have been different. Maybe he could have been the other side of Ronaldo. Maybe he could have marked entire. But look, Ronaldo's in a league of his own. The height that man can jump, the power he has, the header he has. I'm being very harsh on Coleman about that. I am. I've given Coleman a 7. I don't think he was bad. I think he could have been a bit better. I think if he has had better games for Ireland. I think once or twice he was a bit too far up the field, getting excited, and we were a little bit exposed there, and you know, the defenders had to really shift across to cover that, which is no harm. We're up, we're trying to get a goal, we're 1-0 up at the time. Look, I'm not going to slate him. Certainly didn't have a bad game, and a 7 is very respectable. I think, you know, rating against Portugal, no matter who you are. I've gone with a 7 for Coleman. I thought he did, you know, an okay game, good game. Didn't do much wrong at all. I'm just being harsh on him, I think, but look, he had a good game, and he's our captain, he's our skipper. Moving across the midfield then, obviously we played with 3 in midfield. I gave Cullen a 7. I thought he stepped up brilliantly. Obviously he's not playing at, well look, I was going to say not playing at the level everyone else is playing at, but sure, Bazoon was in League 1, sure, IDAH's in, he's at Championship, he's not, he's already getting in. McGrath's in Scotland, but yeah, look, I thought Cullen had a good game. He made a few very good passes. I think he sent Connolly through outside of foot ball through the top, which is brilliant to see. You don't see them too often. It was really, really good to see. I thought he had a real edge in the midfield. He was up and back. He kind of stuck to his own position, which was good to see. I think he dropped back, picked the ball up a lot better than Hendrick did. I thought he was a lot better on the ball. His pass as well, a lot more positive going forward. He certainly has something to bring to the team. I gave him a 7. I thought he did very, very well. I was happy with his performance. Hendrick, a 5.5, a 6. He was obviously there to be for the experience that he has, the age that he is, the physique that he might have. Kenny went with him. Look, he didn't have the worst of games, certainly didn't have the best of games either. It's hard to find a lot of positive with Hendrick. I think he got the penalty away as well, which, looking back on it, it did look a good tackle, but if he caught the player and brought him down, he gave him a red. Obviously Bazunu let the ball go, which he shouldn't have, but look, I don't really rate Hendrick that high. He's not even getting in Newcastle. He needs to get a move. He needs to rejuvenate his career if he wants to get back on. And managers just keep picking him, whether it's seeing him. He must have something that we don't know about that he keeps getting picked with. Look, he didn't have the worst of games. It was against Portugal. 5.5 I think is an okay rating. It's fair enough. I don't really see myself giving him much higher. I don't think he actually did much more in the game. When he was in possession, he didn't really make anything happen. He kind of went backwards and sideways. Didn't really do anything like really useful in the game, for me anyway. So I think he was probably our poorest player there. Not that there was many poor players, but I think he was one of our poorer ones. And yeah, look, 5.5 in around that area I've given him. And Jamie McGrath obviously played slightly ahead of them, I think. And what a game he had. Like, he done really very good, I thought, and he was very calm on the ball, he was very composed, he let off a few very good passes, he was making play happen, he wasn't afraid to actually play the ball forward a good few times. I've given him a 7. I was impressed by him. I thought he did very good. He didn't look like someone who only has, I think it's 1 cap for Ireland, 1 or 2 caps. He looked like someone who was a pro at that level, and against Portugal, I can only imagine how you should play against like the Serbia and Azerbaijan. They should do a lot better. They all should on the form they played against Portugal, I think. But yeah, I was happy with McGrath's performance. I've given him a 7. Going towards the forwards then, I've given Connolly, I've given him a 5.5. I think he could have done an awful lot better. I think match sharpness might have been an issue for him there last night. I think he looked a bit scared going forward. I don't think he entirely knew what to do. There was a few times where he could have put players through and he didn't. Like, a clear one was IDAH. Like, if he had to square that ball back, IDAH might have had a tap in if he had got to him. But that's, you know, that's going with ifs and buts. And obviously Connolly tried to go for the goal. He hit the keeper, fair enough. But I think he could have done so much better in the game. And at that, you know, at that moment, he could have done an awful lot better. I don't know. I probably would have went with Parrott myself. Maybe Stephen was thinking Connolly has a lot of pace, and he might be thinking that he's faster maybe than Parrott. I think he is, maybe. So he might be able to exploit their centre backs. You know, Pepe is 38. He's not going to be the fastest player in the world anymore. He might be able to drop the shoulder and get away from him. But yeah, look, I don't really think he did much in the game to contribute to it. Like, you know, I don't really think he did too much. It's not that he did anything really wrong. It's just I think he could have done a lot better. And match sharpness is something I think that was getting. You know, you could see it in him. Like, he's just not sharp. I think that's what I think anyway. I really think he should have went out on a loan. He should have just brought himself to the championship. He definitely would have got a club. He definitely would have got in somewhere and definitely would have started for someone. And it's just, it can be frustrating, you know, when you see players that if they just got some game time, if they just got a loan, they'd be so much of a better player. But obviously he just didn't move for whatever reason. I don't really think he's been getting in at Brighton either. I don't really think he's not even starting the games. Since 7-2 goals against, I think it was Chelsea that time, like 2 years ago, he hasn't really done much. So I would like to see him get a loan move in the future. But yeah, I've won 5 for him. I wasn't too impressed with him last night. Look, he did what he could do. He was playing up front. He was a bit isolated at times. It was against Portugal. They had most of the ball. I understand this, but I'm judging him from what I've seen him play when he was on the ball and off the ball, and that's why I went with 5. Moving on to IDAH then. I thought IDAH had probably, again, I know I said this about a few players, but I think IDAH probably had his best game in the green shirt for me. His whole of play was fantastic. You know, the ball, if he was sent a long ball, he caught it on his chest, he caught it on his knee, he caught it on his thigh, he took it down, he held it up, he found a pass. Once he passed it, he went forward, he was trying to make things happen, he was trying to get into the box when he could. He dropped it in deep, just poor McGrath and CULLEN when they were on the ball, because Hendrick was a little bit more behind them. If he was on the ball and he was waiting for the wingers to get forward, he held it up very well. He had his head up, he was looking for a pass. He did everything you want, you know, a tall striker to do. I think he did it very well, especially someone who hasn't had many minutes this season. I thought he did very well. I gave him a 7. More to come. Brilliant times ahead for him, I hope. I'd like if he got a loan move too. He's number 3 or 4 in Norwich now, which is not really good to see, especially if they're going to be our starting players going forward. I'd like to see your players getting game time. Who wouldn't? But IDAH should be very proud of his performance last night. He did very well against a very hard Portugal team, because it's going to be easy playing against them. And you know, especially if you're going to be a team that's not going to have the ball for large periods of time, and you're going to have to do lots of donkey work. You're going to have to press. You're going to have to be forced to play one way. You're going to have to be chasing the ball. You're going to have to be looking for a long ball coming to you, taking it down, knowing there could be 2 or 3 players coming at you. And I think he did that very well, and I just thought he was really good. Also, actually forgot to mention about Cullen. He made an awful lot of clearances in the box, the corners, the smallest man on the pitch. I think that should be noted. Obviously he put them away for corners, which isn't really ideal either, but I think in his head he was playing it safe. He knew he could do that and get rid of it, and he was probably just trying to stop the ball when it was at his height, knowing, right, if it's at my height, it's probably going to get a bit lower, and someone could hit on the volley and back in the net, and he did a safe option, putting out for a corner, which was good to see. He played it safe, but that was on Cullen, by the way. But that's what I would have given IDAH a 7. So thanks everyone for watching the video. Subscribe if you're new. Comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my ratings. Do you think they're fair? Would you have given certain players higher? Would you give certain players lower? We will be doing a preview for the Ireland-Azerbaijan match, and I will be at that, and I can't wait to go. And let us know below if you're going to that too and where you're sitting. I can't wait to be back. There's going to be 28,000 in the Aviva. It's going to be a great occasion to be back. It's going to be Stephen Kenny's first match as Ireland senior team manager that we can all get to and watch. So it's going to be a great occasion, and I think, you know, Ireland might be optimistic going into this. Like, you know, they played so well against Portugal. Confidence might be in the team, something that we've been lacking for quite a little while now. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do. It's going to be interesting to see how he lines up. And yeah, look, I can't wait. So like and subscribe to the video, subscribe if you're new, and let me know below what your thoughts on the game in general and the ratings below. Thanks everyone.